Good morning, everybody. This is Suraj Singh speaking from Bharat, India on this day of March 16, 2021, Tuesday, regarding professional talk, general talk, public talk. Good morning again, as usual, to everyone, and best wishes for sleeping, sweet dreams, but no problem, you'll get it later on. Sleeping is very good for health. If you don't sleep, you will lose quality in your daytime. Very good. Sleep. With sweet dreams, you sleep, no problem. Life is like that only. Life is like that only. And if you sleep, you perform well. It's also agreeable. You will perform very well if you sleep well. Good, no problem. Sweet. Life is good. Your friends, back to you. Pertinent talk on quality method statements. Quality is achievable only when right methods are adopted. That's very important point in our lives. We don't value method statements, but you value or don't value, it is required. It's required and very well required. Reasons being many, and we can understand. Everybody can understand what I'm saying. I am finding no space for method statements in today's world, and unfortunately, it's not happening. It should happen. It's not happening. What should happen? People don't know this door of practice in engineering, that it's a requirement. You will find something. It's time to adjust. Every day I advise like this. There may be some reason, right? And reason may be known to you, but I think it's habit to ignore that. It's habit to ignore that. But one aspect is for sure certain, that ignorance won't help. Quality means system, and system means to be effective, and to be effective means good product within limits. But are we going to get that without observance of quality, without observance of attention? I am sure many of us, or you can say not only many, a majority of our people in engineering profession, they don't bother about everything. They don't bother about systems. They don't bother about what should be done. Calling engineering or calling engineer oneself is okay. That is your title. That is your, that is your life, professional life, your career. You have to. The point stands. How far? How far can we do? How far can we go? That's the point. Quality achieving is also not that easy. It requires dedication of individual, dedication by team, dedication by system, and moreover determination. If one is not determined for quality, one shall never get it. You drop 10% system, other person shall drop another 10% system, then there will be 10 persons who will drop further 5 or 10% system. because they are not that serious as should be, and you too are not that serious. So result being, quality spelling goes off, method statements go off, and what is left? Whatever you do, that's left. On Facebooks and etc. I'm finding so much information by youth, young engineers. That's good one. I appreciate that one. They are giving certain explanations, certain photographs, certain videos, but they miss reality. Miss reality, really. You see, engineering, when I talk, engineering is like, faith. It's like religion. It's like logical based religion, you can say, not faith alone. It's a religion where reason is more significant than imagination. If I can't include logic in my discussion, in my work, I can't justify my work, I can't name it engineering activity. Justification is very important. Justification means why I am doing this, why I am adopting this design element, why I am doing this work on site, what is reason behind that. That should be clear, blue in black and white. When I say I should be accountable or liable, what does it mean? It means that I am answerable for every act done by me or by whosoever. If I can't answer, I can't take responsibility, this means I do not know what I did. I can't answer means I do not know I did everything in presumption or in agreement of misunderstanding. That that style does not work successfully in engineering profession. Engineering profession means mental work. Whatever I do should have relation to mental capacity, mental stamina. If I can't do that, I am not engineer. Because no work of engineer can be done in faith. It's done under logic, under justification, and it must tell why it has been done. It must answer why it has been done. What is reason behind that? Because we are not doing imagination work, we are doing real work. Engineer uses natural materials, natural resources, human resources, machines, and back up by theory, academics, principles, formula, or you can say, what do we call it, empirical work, calculation work. Engineer works on that backup. Either of these backup must be used. If you say, no, what I have done is right, don't ask me any question, that doesn't mean that is engineering work. But I have written a poem, just listen to this, hear and just clap. No, this is not poem. This is not fairy tale. This is not dream. Yes, engineer brings dream to real world. That is different. But that cannot base on illogical work, illogical explanation. Whatever we do in engineering, I'm not saying civil engineering, all engineering that is based on mathematics, physics, chemistry, calculations, and other subjects of engineering. You can say there are many subjects of engineering. Every branch of engineering has at least 30 to 40 subjects, and all those must be well known. Engineering is not actually a profession, to be very frank. It's a service to God, I should say. It's much higher elevated. It's not simply that I'm a professional, okay, that's for purpose of society, for purpose of survival, for purpose of existence, that I am doing this for professionally. But this is different type of profession. It's profession, but it's profession that God did itself. God produced this universe. How can you imagine that? You can't even imagine that. We imagine just one structure and we You start dancing, oh see, I have done this, and this is my thinking, this is my design, this is my art. I don't know how many boasts we do for that. But did you ever think of how this universe was built? This universe or many other universes, thousands, billions of universes could be. I don't know. You also don't know. Scientists don't know. How could this be produced? Could be built? It stands a big question. It carries a meaning. Means I don't know source of this earth's material. I also don't know source of sun material. You imagine. We know sun is there physically. We are living on earth. Skies are there, other planets are there. Can we ever think of, yes, we want to go to Mars, scientists want to go to Mars. They go. We send orbit, we go, we do. But there you go behind that. If you think, go back when this universe was in design stage or it was in construction stage, I should say. How could it be? After all, if you calculate quantity of materials involved in this, it's really tremendous. I can't imagine how it could be. Quantity of material, that much. And where is that stock? Where's that store? From where our earth, which is very small, just 130,000, say, little less than that, about 13,000 kilometers, and our sun is 13 lakh kilometers. 13,000 and 13 lakh. Means I can't even imagine of material that's available for this earth. Where is that? Where was that? What was source of that? That question forces everybody, if you do not think, better think. After all, we have to understand how could God do this and how could we not understand that. It's not question of Brahman, it's not question of astrology, it's not question of religion, it is question of analysis and understanding. System is perfect, it's working, it's completely quantitative and qualitative. You see, there is a regularity, there's a punctuality, there's a complete moment, there's equilibrium state, whole system, solar system, and which is not system alone. It's many universes in that universe, you can say. All planetary system, stable and working, never collide with each other. Imagine if the collide will happen. How could that power, God, we may call it, handle this design and production? And how could quality be factored in such a way that till today, I don't know since when, this has been, solar system is working without fail, and we come and go, but we never think of this. Just imagine material involved in Earth, material involved in other orbits, on planets and sun itself. So if you think that way, I think it's wonderful understanding if we can do that. Why don't we do that? Means simply saying something, we are scientists, we are engineers, okay, that is by qualification, by professional working we are. But is that enough? Should we not understand all this? I think we should. After all, mind is mind. Mind is, you can say, extremely, actually, uniquely, I can say, uniquely important mind. It is uniquely important and it must be, understood properly. I had some, I think, calculations regarding this. This is, hold on please, Earth volume, surface area, including aerospace. Let me see this. And I can say, I'm just reminding this, just bringing to you something very unique about Earth. Just to let you price means why I'm talking all this. There is reason for that. I'm not talking just for the sake of talking, but for sake of understanding something. And that is, Earth, I can say, calculations pertinent Earth. And this you can say surface area, volume, surface area, lithosphere, 157, let us see what this is. Just think of this diagram that I'm showing to you. Let us concentrate on this first. See what I'm saying. I'm trying to say just to refresh you. What it says: human has caused devastation and degradation to God-created planet Earth. Human has abused consumption of petroleum and ores, raw materials recklessly and rashly. We are all bad children of God. And before going further, I should say economy regarding this. In name to achieve development at a rapid rate, in name to achieve development at a rapid rate, human has become devil to eat earth. We have eaten raw materials from crust. We have eaten raw petroleums from crust. We have completely polluted air. We were and are unhappy with simple living. And ask self a question whether God deployed human to destroy earth or to make it better. We are unhappy with simple living. Why do we need nuclear bomb? Why do we need destructive weapons? And you can say, let me explain to you first what I am giving you. Now, this is circle. Actually, this is projection of sphere. This is, you can say, solid part of earth which is called lithosphere. This is lithosphere here, and you see this circle, and this is, you can see a space about 20 kilometers of this approximately. This is space plus this circle. This make our earth. Now if I do it, this thick line, you see this thick line, this indicates crust. This indicates aerospace. This thick line 20 and 35 here, that is crust itself. If you go below surface of earth up to 35 kilometers, it is known as crust, CRUST. And if you go further down to 3215, say exactly it's not, but let us assume it's called mantle. And if you go further down to center here, this internal circle is approximately 3000 kilometer diameter. This is known as core. So we have in gross 3 layers. One is crust, one is mantle, and one is core, which is, you can say, earth is equal to aerospace plus crust plus mantle plus core. This is gross definition, or you can say synthesized definition of earth. Now if you say 35 kilometer crust here, then sea is up to 4 kilometer and ocean is up to 10 kilometer. This is known definition, means not proven, what I studied in book in 1919, you can say 80 or 78, 79, I am talking based on that information. Now, what it says, the resources partly explode from crust. Seismic earthquake active in crust. Crust is 35 kilometer, and generally you can say at sea or ocean bottom, which is 10 kilometers from sea level. That portion is generally responsible for forces that result in earthquakes. Now, living by human and not by devil. Use less petroleum, use less resources. This is just average. It's going to be 13,000 as well. And Earth is equal to lithosphere plus aerospace. I'm just giving some information just to see how quality could work when God did it. Mining, raw material extraction, you see, this is one of major economic factors that accounts to GDP. Mining, raw materials, extraction, that's called, which is related to the economy. It's related to economic activity. Offshore drilling, petroleum extraction, mining, which results into formation of caving and major voids. If you take out materials, ores from below surface of earth, you cause caving there, and it's mining. You create voids. Offshore drilling, depletion of raw petroleum reservoirs. Whatever reservoirs were available, we explored them and we depleted them, we removed them. In that case, what shall happen? Probably water from sea goes into that caving. Now, caving in major voids, reservoirs, impossible to be filled back. Lithosphere has been made heterogeneously porous because we extracted so much from that, and less resistant to internal energy impact. Ocean water might have filled these voids by virtue of porosity and permeability. Future may cause ocean level drop considerably due to that. Continental areas over those voids could sink considerably. That is also possible. By use of petroleum in unplanned, unscheduled way, human has polluted and putrefied air material. We people of world have spoiled our hard work for long durable use that was designed and produced by God. What we say? We people of world have spoiled hard work which was meant for long durable use that was designed and produced by God. We people of world have spoiled ecosystem, hard work for long durable use that was designed and produced by God. Water that flows from oceanic drop to surrounding neighboring rocks shall weaken rocks' properties due to erosion and minerals chemical impacts. These resources holding rocks would deteriorate leading to disintegration of tectonic equilibrium. We all shall be produced as criminals in God's court and duly charge sheeted. You can say it's something to laugh with. Yada yada hi dharmasya Galanir Bhavati Bharat. So stop Galanir Bharat. Earth. Bharat I call Bharat, also name of earth. Therefore, yada yada hi dharmasya galanir bharat. Yada yada hi dharmasya, that is some type of like a stanza or a poem, or you can say song that's available, authored by Krishna. यदा यदा ही धर्मस्य गलानिर्भवति भारत अभय उत्थानाम अधर्मस्य तदात् मनम सृजाम्यहम्, like that. So stop galanir bharat, stop spoiling bharat, earth. That's what I'm saying. This prithvi, in honor of which I'm talking, and this is why in honor of which I'm talking. And say, if you want to live safe, means you live safe, means use less petroleum, use less resources, and try walking every day. Stop using vehicles where not necessary. Avoid redundant air travel, and avoid, you can say, stop all abuses of earth. We have no right to damage earth and its ecosystem. Avoid abuse of God's work. And that's what I say. Means if you want to retake quality, if you want to enter into words of quality living, which you are not, I can't consider that driving car is quality system. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. If you are having car, you are driving it, you think you are having quality life. I say no, it's not quality life, it is pollution life. All, all these add to pollution, air pollution, sky pollution, water pollution, and so many pollutions. All the results of abuse of earth resources. Earth resources are unknown. Whatever we are depending now, depending on crust composition. Crust composition is partly known, and its density is up to 5 kg per cc. That is crust average, you can say. I think it's mental density, I'm sorry. This 5 kg per cc, and if you consider density of this core, this is about 8 kg per cc, or you can say 8 tons per cubic meter. 8 tons per cubic meter, and mantle is 5 kg per cc, and crust is 2.553. So these are varying density. Think of this portion of 3000 kilometer inside diameter within lithosphere. It is 8 kg per cc or 8 tons per cubic meter, which is nothing but, you can say, density of steel. We consider that density of steel, so you can say this 3000 kilogram, 3000 kilometer, 3000 kilometer diameter sphere in lithosphere itself is steel. Can you imagine? And there will be so much in that. I can't say. Geologists do not know 100%. And then this one, mantle portion, which is 5 tons per cubic meter, which is almost double than concrete itself. 5 tons. Concrete is 2.5 tons per cubic meter, so it's double than concrete. And crust itself is about 2.5 to 3, which is like concrete. So you just think of means what structure earth has. It has concrete structure, then it has equivalent in between concrete and steel, that is that much in the mantle. And you go to further in core, you will find still that kind of earth it is. You can't even imagine some steel you lift, but earth is so heavy, there is so much in that we can only imagine. We can't understand that. We can't understand that fact. And if you see this table, earth volume and weight calculations, indicatively applied geology science refer to earth diagram, which diagram I showed to you. Same diagram is here, same diagram here now. Talking of, here is tabulation that the surface area, then volume, and then is that columns in this table, structural layer, radius, coefficient we use, pi, radius formula, volume each layer, net volume of layer, layers, then Remark: expected density per kilogram and expected weight, distribution, type of materials, confirmation, and then what we are talking of here. Just in brief, I like to just blow up and tell you. If you see here, we say that surface area we defined, we know diameter, half of diameter radius here. So surface area is 4 pi r square. 4 pi r square. And we get this answer scientifically. It's means if you place up to 8 zeros here, so 4, 9, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the zeros, you will get, you can, for example, core is 3000 kilometers, core plus mantle 6215, core plus mantle plus crust is 6050, and like that. Coefficients are same 4 over 3 pi r cube, which I have taken here. Volume is this, we can say volume of core is this much, this plus all volumes are there. 3 layered volumes separately, core volume, core plus mantle volume. So these volumes are here, and for volume each layer we can say core, mantle, crust and aerospace. We can say net volume of layers is this is net volume, and you can see there's so many places of zeros, so you can say, and we can say that layered percentage is 4.98% is core, 4.98%, then 86.575% is core plus mantle, and 7.064% is crust plus mantle plus core, and we can say 1.207% is aerospace. So these are different types of 100% total. So core plus mantle is 86%. You can say, I mean this core is 4.98%, and then mantle is 86.75%. These are the core, mantle, crust, airspace. Core is this percent, 4.98. Mantle is 86.75%. Crust is 7.06%. Aerospace is 1.07%. Total is 100. Then the remarks are all indicative, no exact dimension. Then expected density is that in core it is 8000 kilogram per cubic meter, mantle it is 5500 kilogram per cubic meter, and crust is 3500 kilogram per cubic meter. Aerospace is 1 kilogram per cubic meter. And expected weight, we have this volume here, for core multiplied by density, we get 2.7 to the power 27, 28 here, and like this you get expected weight. And this distribution, you can say percentage wise, weight percentage like this, so it's 100%. Type of materials, we can say in core it is stronger than steel, in mantle stronger than concrete, in crust like rock, stone, concrete, aerospace, putrefying components. Now we see total weight is so many kilograms. You see, if you keep like this 3, 6, 9, 1, 2, all these 27, 1, 2, if we count them, just imagine weight. And also volume, this is volume. You can imagine how many zeros are there. It's just for calculation purpose. And we can say, remark in this, some explanation that cement we get from there, required for all concrete production activities, aggregates required for all construction activities. We get all this from earth, cement, aggregates, and cement, of course, we get cement components. We mix them, we process them, and we get cement. Then sand we say required for all construction activities. Of course, dust required for all construction activities. And soil, which is required for all agriculture and ground fills. Then rocks, igneous, metamorphic, sedimentary, required for multi-purposes activities in construction works, and limestone required for internal partitions and plasters, gypsum required for all construction activities, construction chemicals required in all construction activities, and clay is dominating in crust top stratum, founding foundations and agriculture, inundation and cropping, silt sand dominating in crust top stratum, founding plastics, though polluting material yet dominantly used for hundreds of daily uses. Similarly, polystyrene, though polluting material, yet dominantly used for hundreds of daily use items. Ethylene, though polluting material, yet dominantly used for hundreds of daily use items. Butane, cooking gas immersed in propane, a cooking gas immersed in gases then. Petrochemicals, and vehicles, industries and vehicles. Then inorganic elements, 108 items, chemical word operatives. You know all elements in chemistry, inorganic chemistry I'm talking. Aluminium, building finishes and many other activities. Steel, building activities and industries. Iron, building activities and industries. And fiber, building activities and industries. Glass, many different types uses. Then fly ash PFA used in few construction materials such as cement. GGBS used in few construction materials such as cement. Gold, diamond used in ornaments. Silver used in ornaments. Platinum, then uranium, radioactive, thorium, radioactive, plutonium, radioactive, expensive materials. Many are there. I'll, of course, deal with you later on also on this. And you can say here, we talked of calculations, which I think you got it. This is very important, and I should say that it's worth discussing this, because after all, but question still lies, how could we do it? The purpose was to apprise you about what I'm talking of. It's very important from every point of view. It's very important from every point of view here. So again I say methods, I'm coming back to that, but it's very important discussion. I have further details also about solar systems, so I'll share with you later on, because just giving something important in a sandwich way is very important. And method statements that we're talking of in this quality talk are exclusively responsible. You can say, though persons are responsible, I would say method statements are also responsible to either give quality or to erode quality. Method statement, name it is, but what you are going to do, what you have to do, if that is clear, one is going to do as an engineer or engineering staff. Because once material is installed, it's not fittable material that can be removed. Particularly concrete quality, I say concrete, that once done, there's no way out. Keep in mind when you deal with concrete that this is not plaster, this is not brickwork or blockwork, this is not gypsum board, and this is not tiles that can be removed. It's something that once done, it's done forever. Our means till you live, your generations live. We have to consider that way. Of course, we say this is going to use for 30 years, 40 years, nobody knows. See, in structures, it is our work, I can say. It's not factory work. Tiles are built in factory, manufactured in factory, because a gypsum board can be manufactured in factory, cement board can be manufactured in factory, plywood can be manufactured in factory, veneers can be manufactured in factory, aluminium or other materials, steel also, steel doors, windows, wooden doors, windows, aluminium doors, windows, plastic doors, windows, All this can be produced in factory, where controls are better than something else, where you see you can't change composition of materials. That is different one. But remember, those are not originally located materials. Those are supportive, means if building structure is available, it can be given all finishes and decorations. And those are not as durable. You can say doors and windows can be changed anytime. Whatever time you can remove and replace them. Finishes of walls you can remove. Plasters can be removed. Flooring can be removed. Roofing can be removed. Everything, every item, every activity can be removed and replaced. Suspended ceiling can be removed. This temporary walling can be removed. I don't know anything else you can't say I can't remove. But only even brickwork can be removed, stonework can be removed. But RCC cannot be removed. Yes, you can destroy it, you can demolish it. And that's loss of material. RCC, concrete, is meant for many, many decades. One should accept that fact. It's not in my mind I am making this statement. This is fact of life. Main point in this age, other than structural steel or other building style, old building styles like brickwork or stonework with arches, if we consider in modern age state of art world, RCC, reinforcing cement concrete, that exclusively works for you, serves for you, for everyone, for many decades, or you can say more than that. You may leave this world. Maybe you constructed your house, you spend money, you spend all your savings, you leave this world. Your children may leave this world, their children may leave this. Buildings may stay, of course, old one, if not adequately retrofitted, if not restored. If restored, you work more and more for more and more time. So something that is your friend, means your friend forever, you may say forever. And if you don't care for that, in its birth, I should say that, you take care of your child when it's born or before it's delivered. You take care of child's mother. You take care of everything. You're so serious about that. Your child may use your building. Your child may also go. Building may stay. So is building not your child? My question is that. I think it's not only child, it's your parent, it's your grandparent. Because it gives you space to sleep. It gives you confidence to live, security to live. People usually say, okay, at least I have this house, my father did for me, my grandfather did for me, I have security at least to stay. I'm not going to pay any rent to someone, and that tension is off. And whatever I earn a small amount, I can live. Even if there's no electricity, I can live in daytime, no problem. That is supportive service. At least your house, which is built of concrete, or as whole, complete furnished house, finished one, it gives you a confidence level of confidence, high level of confidence, which you can't imagine because it's with you. Sometimes you are so desperate that you just say, I want to buy a house out of this money. I just want to buy it. Means at that time you don't even think of how this house was constructed, who did care for its quantity and quality, who supervised this, what is whole house, how its foundation, how its structure. You don't want to know anything. You want to spend money because it's your whole life saving you want to spend on that. You don't bother. You don't care for quality, for its structure, for something else. And that's why I want to draw attention of everybody to this. You take care of a child, newborn child, as if it belongs to you. It's your part and parcel. It's your blood. You care about. But you in building, for building which is supercharged, you think, oh, I have to buy this, I'll sell it, I'll dispose and somebody else will buy it. Or during construction, they'll say, I'm just going to hire or use it for tenancy, or I'm going to dispose it to someone else. I'll just make profit of it. That criteria of economic development, economic upgrade means you just want to make money out of money. You're not interested in the house, and you are not concerned about those who use this. Even if you don't stay there, you sell it further, but somebody would use it. That honesty we don't have, that sincerity we don't have, and that's a problem actually in society. Importance where you have to give, you are not giving, and importance where you give, that's on very small items which count 100 rupees, 200 rupees, 500 rupees, 5,000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 5 lakh. You want to worry about how car functions, what's the beauty of car, what seat cover of car, how it's a steering, how many miles does it run 1 kilometer, 1 liter. And also you want to buy table, chair, sofa, or some modern kitchen. You're much interested in that. Quality, function, decoration, attraction, or how people say. But which is hidden item, you can't see always. Remember, hidden items are very important. They may not be well decorated, but those are very, very significant one, because without hidden items you cannot move further. Just like when you do mining work, you find ores availability and they extract ores from there. Ores are very dirty in view. Black stones, these are what are the grey stones, these are what I do with that. But you see, hidden items are minerals in that, elements in that, iron, steel, aluminum, etc. What is there? Wealth of that. Wealth is there, concealed in. So wealth of yours is your building. So I have so much, we can say, I have so many properties, I'm rich man. Yes, you are a rich person. You have so many properties. But what level of care you do, you are interested only in valuation of the building. You're not interested in upkeep of the building, or to think of, about their longevity. At that point, we have to very well understand. That's the reason I brought to your attention what lithosphere is, what Earth is, what MS is. Just a small Earth I discuss with you. I have another file of solar system. I'll share it sometime else, not today, because I don't want to bore you irrelevantly. But that's a very important point, because we are living on Earth. Living on Earth means Earth is a dynamic body, dynamic object. You may ask this question, how? Because Earth has two motions in itself. And not only Earth, but also all other planets have two motions in each one. One is on its own axis when it revolves continuously without any stoppage. Earth can never stop revolving on its own axis, as well as in orbit around Sun. And every planet does it. If Earth stops, means I can't say what happened. Think of Earth stops moving on its axis. It moves with a speed of about 1800 km per hour. I think so. It's approximate. More than speed of your flight, international flight, which moves 900 km per hour, is double than that. Means always you are moving on Earth with the speed of double the international flight, or 1800 km per hour. And then there's another speed with which Earth is revolving around Sun in orbit. That is, I think, 1.25 lakh kilometers, or 125,000 km per hour. You imagine with this speed. Can you imagine that if I ask everybody which is orbiting around Sun? Well, I won't find any answer. I won't find any answer. It's so much speed, and at a distance of location of 15 crore kilometers from Sun, Earth revolves with this speed around Sun. And 15 crore kilometer, a small object of 13,000 kilometer diameter. And you see how far it is. But even then, being 15 crore kilometer, It's giving benefits. Sun is giving benefit to this. Sun rays, sun time, daytime, power. It gives everything to Earth. Sunlight results in crops, rain results in crops, soil results in crops, and we eat all that. So what do you think? Is not we should not consider them as our parent. Earth is my parent, sun is my parent, solar system is my clan, you can say. I am a product of solar system, and then universe, of course, there is. So we should be a little sincere, be honest towards nature. That in this is my parent, biological parent are very small, but this parent, which own all, not only human being but everyone else, how big they are, how powerful they are. We must understand this point. And means we can say that there is some system of quality behind that, which we could not understand till now. We could not even identify. We failed to observe. There is something. That point we must be careful about. And that's the only reason I'm talking about this title, civil field engineering, designs, construction methods, contracts, and quality AnnexSL, organizations, coordination, quality, etc., etc., all that. Every way is, but it's voluminous. It's important to understand, and common sense, if you have, you can understand. Otherwise, you can't understand. It's not engineering that will make you understand, or it's not something else, physics, chemistry, or mathematics, or social science, or algebra, or you can say trigonometry, that will make you understand mensuration. No, not at all. You have to understand your instincts, what your instincts speak. Use that and understand that. If you understand, it's fine, and if you don't understand, that's also your problem. Is you don't want to understand, I could say, rather than you don't understand, I cannot say that. You don't want to understand. This basic study, this basics of fundamental study, which can't be learned in school. Yes, you can learn in science if you are astronomical person, you are in astronomy, you maybe get information more better than what I'm giving you. I've collected all information from various sources and I share with you. That's because I want to emphasize on quality, and particularly quality of concrete, quality of structure, not only in housing but also in all other places, all other projects. That's the whole purpose of this. Being an engineer, it's my duty. It's not because of money I'm doing this. I will not get anything. But my objective is not that. My objective is to disseminate to all, including engineers, what's the fact, why I'm concerned, why we should be concerned. And if quality is understood, quality, we make it a culture, adopt it as a part of our life. Just like I breathe, I eat, I sleep, I do everything with comfort. I expect comfort out of everyone. If I want to take rest, sleep, I want comfortable environment. Then that comfort which gives me pleasure, and that pleasure I like it. Same way everybody does. But when question of pleasure comes in to professional work, that must also be there. That pleasure is a different kind. When you do something honestly and successfully, you feel happy. Oh, it's good time, I got it done. It happens with everyone. But question again same. Where should give, or where should consider all this? What locations are those? What identities are those? That we have to understand. Life of everyone is different. For me, something may be different. For you, it's okay, fine. But you see, mind is very original object. This is beauty of mind. Mind is powerful word in our body, powerful tool of our body. Mind which has no structure known to me, to you, and we cannot say how it works. Medical science says or don't say, I don't know, but it doesn't say anything. But what we understand by mind, it's powerful tool, an exclusive tool which leads everyone. Everybody's mind leads everyone. So when we start thinking by mind, certainly mind doesn't accept something I don't like. Or something I say, no, this is not acceptable. Mind shall never accept that. That's also true. Because it's my mind only that helps me to work. It helps me to think. It helps me to conduct, what way to conduct. And I think there's nothing that my mind can't think. Well, it's my problem if I don't listen to my mind. If I don't listen. Or I don't want to, I just drink and hang over and get lost mind. I don't talk to you. If that happens, that is, I'm ignorant. I don't understand. Even if I condemn my mind, it won't condemn me because it knows its job. That's the point where I'm saying mind, the application of mind is, engineering process. Engineering process is use of mind. Use of mind, application of mind. Use is much better than application because use is easy word. Everybody can understand. I'm using my mind in this. If sometimes I'm not using my mind, I'm working. I laugh on that. You can't say that you don't use your mind and you work. Work itself proves that you use mind. If it's right work, if it's reliable work. It's very important point. Mind works. Mind is important. We cannot ignore mind. If we ignore mind, mind shall ignore us. Nobody knows how mind works. Nobody knows. People only say, I can understand how it works. But it's so difficult to handle. So difficult to handle. For pleasure, it's okay. Means you don't use mind. But when you use to some extent, okay, I have this member of a house, my family. Let this member also enjoy our life. Or share that. So you can say that same mind is important. And if the mind is sound, it's healthy, it's active, you can change whole scenario. Because it's not mind that requires bad quality. It's your thought, your ignorance. If God punishes you by destabilizing your respiration, by not allowing you to breathe properly, why you feel uneasy in that case? Because mind has. That's the only reason I ourselves to quality, without which we can't do anything. We can't. That quality is basis of everything. If you do not care about quality, I don't think you'll feel happy. Maybe you move like that. Maybe you move like that. But how long? If you don't do it, somebody else will do it. Quality is that part of life. Even if you destroy it, your mind is destroyed, your consciousness is destroyed. You can't sleep comfortably because you are supposed to keep quality, irrespective of what's paid or not paid. Quality is a must. We say safety first, but quality must. We have to be logical, not illogical. Once you be behind quality, you determine I to get quality. out of whatever activity I do or survive. In to supervise, or I am, you may say, whoever I am, I must hold my life to quality. That's very important point. If you decide you will you will do quality, there is no one in this world who can stop you. But that quality must be limited. That must be defined. It's not blanket, but for certain application, for certain area of field, crops. You have to work on that. It's worrisome for me, for my case. But as an individual, it is possible. Engineers are involved in construction, everyone knows. But they are involved physically, mentally, but not qualitatively. I can't believe it. Quality which being disposed, which being delivered, I can't say it is quality because it doesn't give anything strong. It is very important that we have to do that. You know how many workers work on projects all day, all time, around globe. Millions and millions and millions, crores and crores and crores. Who cares about them? None, I say. None cares about them. And engineering has been very significant world to successfully deliver all such projects. It's only noting, I'm just telling you. Generally, not all, but some technician, engineers, and other engineers are all, they're not experienced to compose such sequences of methods, sequences of activities. So I now seen them busy on that. And the concept of method statement is not available at any location. If you ask someone, he will just listen and say, no, I'm doing this. I know statement. I know its method. They don't want to listen. Only you should know what you are going to do, what's reason behind that, or you're just giving shortcut answers. That's different one. You can't say only shortcut. We have to be properly cut fruits. That's the only purpose of method statements. I just want to explain that. If you know methods, you can do better job. Don't rush, but think. Think is very important. That's what I say about a method statement. It's a part of quality. You can see this writing here. I show you many times. You can see this. It's important one for all projects. You have to depend on such. Actual activity requires thorough knowledge about our job in consideration. Contract requirements, drawings, details, specifications, industrial practice, inquiry, records, and say such as site, technical experts. you can say complete all columns queries and engineering queries, you can say state technical queries, whatever you have to clarify them, get them clarified, leading to delivery of professional documents. Method statements is a document, that's a professional document. And once you do that, you understand, learn from that on your own, and you move accordingly. That was purpose of method statement. I've gone through many such method statements in past. Just take case of one compressor. It says the scope is same, reference documents is all, serial numbers, or you can say format. Now it says purpose of this statement. Purpose of this method statement is to define sequence and methodology that be implemented for concrete pour pertinent to whatever compressor it is. I don't worry about name. It's sample only. Foundation tabletop, left, idea, tops. We have to decide the purpose. Purpose is my statements to define sequence and methods that would be implemented for concrete pour, pertinent, compressor, foundation, tabletop, which RCC frame beam structure is a considerable size, massive block. A heavy equipment compressor foundation on it, dynamic mode, transmitting working vibrations and amplitude to it, which impose forces. This foundation would be required to sustain damping. Then you have equipment compressor foundation on it in dynamic mode, transmitting working vibrations and amplitude to it, which impose forces. This foundation would be required to sustain damping. Since this element is RCC member, RCC is massive block with inserts, blockouts, complexities, and in-depth study pertinent to successful planned professional power is required. This foundation shall be considered to be a massive element, massive block, which means that during concrete pouring, temperature control applies. We have to move further on this. We have to see references, and then responsibilities and designations of various people. I'll repeat them because it's for long. We don't. Drawings could be references and specifications could be references. Then there's a site manager, there's a construction manager, then superintendents, engineers, general foremen according to designations, safety, etc. Their responsibilities are very immense. Somebody is responsible for everything. PSM is responsible for everything, to provide everything, and that's team, and the major. And PM shall control, PSM or PM shall control overall operations. Such control full site, control full material, control adequately. Now we have certain designations that we will help. Means how to arrange material, they will arrange material. How to clarification, they will get clarification. Person then will talk to you. That's what I say. All designations are important. Lead designation, follow designation, all are important. You can review them. You can read them, say no problem. You can read their titles, and you can read their responsibilities. It's no big issue. You can go a little slow to this waypoint. We did not know these techniques, I think, before. That's why we failed to produce quality. We did not take care of safety also, and we lost safety system, and we lost also indirectly quality, because safety also has a responsibility of quality on its own domain, if not others. So it has to decide with everyone whether or not the room is clean or not, it's maintained, what specifications, what promises given. That point you must understand. You must use that point. These points you can read means it's not safety and quality are different points, understandable points. You have to understand them. It's very, very important. We can't ignore these facts. This must be well understood. These points already told, so I'm not going to speak them. You read yourself if you wish. This is this. First, these points you can read. Then you can read other points as well. You can read yourself. So, these safety requirements are there. Many times I have discussed, and all whatever is required for safety, it's also a part of quality. If people are not happy, people are you can't achieve everything in shortcut. People must be happy. Happy, I mean, not that way, happy in strength. They must have adequate water, drinks, tea, coffee, good food, all arrangements for safety. If they are working at height, means proper safety arrangements must be made. Safety of workers, safety of crew is your safety. If crew is safe, workers are healthy at work time, they will do attend everything. They will take care because you also cannot go to every place, every point. You have to depend on them, and if they are not healthy, they are not safe, then it will impact on you. You have to provide them medical attention, you have to provide them water, you have to provide them drinks, liquids, you have to keep them good food, give them good food, and you have to ask them to keep house clean, and whatever difficulties or problems are advised where there is lapse in safety, it must be taken care of through inspectors' suggestions. Now, in this case, I'm going to talk of this very small unit where volume is small, and this is, you can say, steel plate inserts. Then volume of steel plate inserts is 0.35 cubic meters. Applicable volume of pore is 80 cubic meter approximately. Calculation has been attached, leave that. Then, according to specifications, pore pertains to definition of massive concrete structure, massive structures, C30 high blast or more, that's BB high slag blast furnace cement. GGBs, of course, is given there. Temperature limit is 24 degrees maximum. Then again, same program as I discussed with you last time. You have to make same program and do it. Same sequence. You can read them if you wish. Sequences. Drawing shows about pore to be carried out into 7 sections by forming 8 construction joints. Drawing shows about pore to be carried out to 7 sections by forming 8 construction joints. Pore sequences are described as pore A and pore B. A total of 3 pores A sections are shown to be concerned about pore B. Remaining 4 pore sections shown to be concreted about after 14 days of pour. But according to decision-wide STQ tabletop shall be poured in 1 day. This was a statement when there were many construction joints in that we didn't agree with that, and we got changed. So it's just only for information that it was also written, and this was erection for preparatory works, horizontal forms for complete pour based on proprietary details, and SGB was a company. We got this form of details, system details. Suppose the SGB leading organization was there, placing insert plates on horizontal forms, and if required, some tanks be welded tied by binding wires to reinforcing bars by linking reinforcing bars. So like that, placing, holding down bolts, sleeves at proper locations, placing and binding all design reinforcing bars to drawings, rails, and placing and fixing vertical and top plates on vertical surfaces, erecting proprietary works, vertical forms in position, aligning all forms, insert plates and bolt sleeves from shown center line of turbine exhaust axis to be used as a reference line inspections etc. Preparative explanation. I already have shared this all with you. Then pouring details will come behind now. I'll go to somewhere else. I've gone this way many times. Then you can say same means different type of machines are there, different types of compressors are there, and different types of statements in same pattern, because I'm sharing in details, so it's being shown to you. Means basics you understand, try to understand philosophy behind what I must say, writing statements, and I have worked something on this. Means everywhere, you have to do it that way. It's very important point. You understand theme of its requirement. That theme is important, very important. That theme is, I put this off also. Let me see if I can get more details of this from methods. I'll go to methods in this and we'll take out management documents. Method statements, this was chapters, sketches, and this is environment management, equipment structures, excavation crossings. Let us see something. What does it say? Excavation crossing, and also buildings plant. Let us say this also something is important. Building plants. To help the chair in this. So many pages are there in this. These are there. Pages, it's 6 pages. Okay, we'll take care of this. I'll convert it to. I like to convert it to MS. Let us print it. Just wait in place. I'm just trying to publish it again. Hold on, I'm just coming back. I'm just taking one Word file to converting to PDF so that I can project it to you. So it's now, I'm saving it for yourself. It's going to save. What's that? सूरज ना गलत कर रहे हैं सूरज है भाई okay right sorry I missed it so it is here management documents yes it's there other statements it's there chapters it is there MS it is here, so you can say here. Okay, that's right. So this is that one. Building plant. Okay, fine. I did it. So it's that. Other one is. There. Let me see what's the other one. That is excavation crossing. Let's do this one here. Excavation crossing. So I'm having here excavation crossing 1975. Let me see. Pages, it is say 80 pages, 88 pages. Let's pick one. So this is about 100 pages. This is also a big one. This is not a small one. I'll close this file. No, it's not required. Close this. So this is excavation crossings. And this is building plants. Let's start with this excavation crossing. Chapter 4 and Chapter 6, page 1 for general provisions on safety disciplines. In addition to those include with various statements, relevant points, sketches and the standard which are there. Relevant points should be extracted from discipline descriptions in line with requirements. Let's talking of the safety standards. Safety standards vary from organizations to organizations. Alright, that's us now. Site preparation artwork, let's say. Site preparation artwork. Exceptions crossing, method statement, site preparation artwork. We are going to do something regarding very big projects, which is known as facilities or plants. You may say these are not high rise, these are not multi-stories as well, but these are very bigger in volume and very bigger in cost, and actually these are backbone of a nation, economic backbone. There projects are involved. Projects has come on to multi-billions. Those are involved in this. We're going to discuss about that. It's very much required in whatever economy. As this is format is same, scope, reference documents, definitions, responsibilities, safety, method, equipment, attachment, etc. etc. It's very general, but if you want to add something very specific, there is no part you can add. We have to think of scope now. Every method which you write must give what's the scope of that, to which it limits in. Purpose of this method statement is to define sequence of activities for site preparation works related to company petrochemical project. Extent of these activities defined upon attached site plan not included with this statement, so they can be whatever site plan, doesn't matter. Reference documents, specifications for site preparation. Site preparation. Excavation and backfill for underground installations. Fill, grading and paving. Testing laboratory. Geotechnical investigation. See, these terms are very much technical, but these are technical which can be understood. Now, what is site preparation? That's the point we have to think of before going further. Okay, I'm just applying here, but we should understand what is site preparation. What is site preparation? Do you know? And why it's called site preparation? Why it's site preparation? Think of. Well, no problem. I'm not going to ask you this. Just trying to reflect it to your mind what I'm talking about. Every site for a green project is new. Okay, for brown we know something. Site exists, but for new one, we don't know where site is, and if you know site is, how it is, you can't say until you go and see that location from engineer's point of view. You have to see that site and you see, you don't even know how shall it be done. Undulations, trees maybe, woods maybe, desert maybe. It's completely unknown, which you plant, you don't know how it is. But you have to, before starting that site, you have to do some work on that. Some work on that so that it can be properly identified. It can be understood that we are going to work in this plot or land. You know, surveying, you can locate it. But before that, you have to do a lot of work on that. You have to, maybe design part, you have done it, but again, geotechnical study below that plot, geographical study on that plot are important. And if it also relates to sea, maybe it is reclaimed, then that part also must be considered. So what type of soil is there? What type of, that you must have known from studies of report, from bore logs, bearing capacity, other tests conducted by soil laboratory must have come appraised from your reports. That is one part. It's very lengthy. But all that is okay. That is technical part. The problem here is that you want to start a project, site. You have to, this uneven ground, undulated ground, which you cannot say site, you have to bring to certain level from where you can ask someone or you can ask yourself that we start working. That original work which you have to do to just remove this existing undulations, or if required, take out all trees and everything, whatever exists in obstruction, and you have to give complete clearance of that area to someone to start work. Site is unprepared. Site is having the status that you cannot start work in that. So convert that to a level, a standard from where work can be started. It may require fillings, it may require excavation somewhere, it may require whatever. It may take weeks or months for site preparation, but it's like development of a plot. You have to develop that plot, that land, so that work can be started, and that may require backfill or fill in millions of cubic meters sometimes, and also require some excavation if at our level. So mostly it is filling, and for filling you have to select source from where you can find materials for fill. And what design you do for fill? People were surprised of design of talking. Yes, I'm talking of design of soil fill. What purpose your fill is? You know, its foundations or structures. Okay? So what sort of fill you have to do? It can be sand fill, it can be graded, it can be engineered fill, it can be whatever type of fill. Everywhere engineered fill can't be done. It's very expensive. You need grading and everything. So what sort of fill it is? Maybe it's very deep, fill say 3 meters deep, depending on what's the requirement, 2 meters deep, 1 meter deep, or not at all. It depends. Topographical of that area and our area from where we can start excavation. Go. So it's a kind of voluminous job, from handing over site to some responsible person, or even site permission can be made a point, an item in that contract, in the BOQ. So that person has to stay thinking that that payment has not made, or it's a part of contract. So site preparation may be backfill or not backfill, actually fill. You have to import material and fill. Suitable material, not you can say polluted material or foreign material, required material. Because in the artificial work, it should be based on some grading formula, some you can say mix of various required sands, others. That must be compatible with your work, and maybe you increase bearing capacity. So this vast world, have to be sure about that. Site preparation means we prepare on site, we prepare for everything: fill, excavation, removal bad soil, bring good soil, compaction, heavy compaction, bulldozing or by shovel, JVC or by whatever means, whatever is required to be done to raise level of soil to existing requirement, to design requirement, and then cleaning whole site, mobilizing whole site, and once it's done, it can't be stopped because it shall become hard, or not hard then strong. Your requirement, which could be grade level, it will be graded and compacted to requirement. Maybe we need some, after excavation is done, we need something else that can be done in that portion, not all portion. So we can say site is like doing work so that people start working on that. That is site preparation. There could be some services going underneath or here and there. We have to identify from records or from investigation, and if it's required, depending on the authority which is using the services, honoring their services, we have to contact them and they have to sincerely advise us what we are going to do. That is a very important point of site preparation, I can say. So purpose of this method statement is to define sequence of activities for site preparation, works related to company particular project. Extent of these activities are defined upon attached site plan. not included in this case. And if you wish, you can see, I can see also, I can show you also that. If you want to see that, no problem, you can see that as well. It's not a big deal. A site plan can be shown. You can't find when you require it. That's the problem here, everywhere. Okay, this is that. I think some other else I brought something else which is not required now. This one, I'll close it. No need. This is something else. That sketch was, if I see it's over here, I can find. Start. Let's see any sketch you can see. Whatever sketch I haven't had, I'll show that. Doesn't matter. No, not everyone I can show you. Let us see this sketch, I'll show you. So this is, sketch of something. In that, where we are talking of whole site is to be prepared. Whole site is prepared like this. So this is only some installation she's showing. To do this site, we have to do all this area, whatever is coming here. All area to prepare, that is required. That's requirement here, I do that. So what you understand is, all area to prepare is specifications for site, this reference document, specifications for site, preparation, excavation and backfill for underground installations, fill grading and paving, testing laboratory, geotechnical investigations. These are definite documents. Means we have understand what specifications for site preparation, for site excavation, for backfill, for underground installations, fill grading and paving, testing laboratory, geotechnical investigations. These are all required. So let us see this also again, responsibilities of these people, which may differ somewhere. Project site manager shall ensure the site preparation activities are carried out in line according to project specifications within specified time and within budget cost, since site manager is responsible contractually for site prosecution on an overall basis. Site manager shall manage to procure all required sources for relevant activities. Site manager shall control overall operations respecting all activities in all respects, being an organizational agent. Construction manager shall arrange resources required accordingly and get overall responsible for excavation operations directly reporting to site manager. Construction superintendent shall control, monitor, and direct site engineers, general foreman, and workforce for relevant activities. And this is other ones shall be SE or GE. GE is that is geotechnical engineer. SE is there for site engineer. So we can say GE shall be responsible for activities are conducted in line according to project specifications and this method statement. Site engineer shall be responsible for all site activities and follow instructions from seniors. Whatever mishap on excavation operation shall immediately be notified to CS and CM by superintending by site engineer for immediate action, if so required, for either possible remedy or record for authority review, whatever the case it may be. Then IS, let us see, IS, infrastructure superintendent. IS shall ensure that site preparation activities are carried out in line according to this method statement, as well as complying with all contract related specifications. General foreman shall be responsible for a whole lot of workforce available on site for distribution, extraction of output, redeployment, supervision and control. Then you can say GFM shall ensure that required workforce should be allotted to respective site every day during morning, depending on various activities in which connection, coordination, interactions with site engineers or supervisors, etc. be required continuously, and shall also ensure that required equipment are available on site during activities and every day report all actions to senior. Shall execute operations, deploying workforce and explain in full in language work persons understand about all instruction and toolbox talks every day, and ensuring that instructions are followed by workers regularly. QC, quality control shall and you can say QC shall inspect all operations required to be effected according to specifications and to line to ITP's requirement. Then all surveyor stands for survey assistant surveyors shall ensure that all surveys are conducted to requirements with all benchmarks and grid coordinates located to requirement, as well as all survey recorded for submission. Then Safety official ensure that all safety requirements are complied with, met by site personnel. EPC contractor. EPC contractor that all safety requirements are. toolbox talk and start called safety task analysis. Risk review technique, it is called safety task analysis risk review technique, or toolbox simple one for FET. Well, it is very essential to explain to people how to operate tools safely. Process involving a particular safety risk shall be calculated by conducting job hazard assessment and necessary protective measures adopted to address risk issue. Included measures should comply with real requirement, standard as accepted or recognized by industry or OSHA, Occupational Safety Health Association, etc. In this case, excavation has to be carried out in operating authority area before area. Therefore, all regulated precautions shall be strictly adhered to affect fully safety standards. You can say it's very complicated case. There's some, you know, only specifically approved mechanical equipment, third party certified, whilst locating these services shall be used. Where appropriate, only manual excavation shall be carried out to investigate. Manual excavation is very important. In this case, it's really wonderful if you do that. Just can read that. It's a very important point. I read it in 5 minutes, I think. We can move further. I can just blow it down so that everything is clear to you. 5 to 13. We have gone through this commencement talks and safety risk measures. That's nice. It's crazy, You must have gone through. So it's now survey team shall locate and mark all surfaces. That is what it is. Survey team locate and mark. This is about no problem. No problem. Survey team shall locate and mark all services. You can say survey team shall locate and mark all services that are present upon site, and this includes above ground services as well as buried services. These services, electric, telephone, gas, oil, chemical, waters, etc., shall be clearly marked. These services, electric, telephone, gas, oil, chemical, water, shall be clearly marked using stakes and warning tapes reflected upon a site drawing and issued. All obstructions, structures and development where hazardous material is encountered, it shall be identified and isolated in compliance with safety procedures under SO supervision. Clients shall be informed and hazardous materials to be collected and removed to a licensed tipping place. Details of materials and tipping arrangements shall be documented for review by client as appropriate. Shall be obtained from concerned authorities prior to commencement of activity. Then method of removal of these existing elements shall usually be conducted by dozer or breaker. Where necessary, otherwise discussions on site shall be made concerning concerning alternate method of removal alternate method of removal. You can say when full extent of these structures are exposed. Removal of topsoil shall include all vegetation and rubbish material from work to be used by construction equipment. Roads shall be constructed by leveling of existing terrain. Grade packs shall be set to an agreed grid to indicate existing grade and reduced grade. Dependent upon quality of existing soil, where road is to be built, suitable compactable fill may be imported or relocated from other parts of site. Material shall be approved by geotechnical engineer, quality manager and quality engineer jointly. These roads shall be maintained as work proceeds. Where required, water shall be sprayed for dust control. For general removal of topsoil activities using appropriate equipment, areas concerned shall be excavated and grade it to levels that ensure adequate surface water drainage. Geotechnical engineer, quality manager, quality engineer shall monitor activity to ensure that topsoil material is removed. Sampling and testing of resultant material shall be conducted for specification, compliance, and proper compaction. Upon completion of topsoil removal activities, where appropriate, exposed surface shall be scarified, moistened, and compacted to achieve required density criteria. Areas shall be divided into manageable sections that be defined upon sketches. Geotechnical engineers shall monitor and test all sections, results of which tests shall be recorded upon relevant QC format. Number of tests conducted shall reflect specification requirements. In excavation areas, geotechnical engineers shall review material to be excavated to ascertain its suitability for reuse as fill material. This excavated material shall be transported to areas that require filling. Material shall be deposited onto areas to receive filling, labeled, moisture, conditioned, and compacted. If necessary, stockpiling may be required. Areas shall be divided into manageable sections which we defined upon sketches. Excavated areas shall be monitored by geotechnical engineer to ensure that unsuitable material does not appear, whatever unsuitable material. Where unsuitable material appears shall be removed. Excavated formation surface shall be treated by scarifying, moistened and compacted in line according to specification criteria. All areas shall be tested and results recorded for submission. Where areas are to receive fill, material that has been excavated shall be transported to fill area, tipped, leveled, moisture, conditioned, and compacted. Material shall be spread and leveled in 200 mm layers. Areas to be filled shall be divided into manageable sections that we defined upon a sketch. Fill layer shall be moistened and compacted to achieve required specification criteria. No further fill activity shall be conducted upon an area that has not been approved and released by geotechnical engineer. Attention shall be observed at edges and slopes to ensure that compaction criteria are achieved. Additional layer of fill material shall be placed similarly as described above until desired elevation has been reached. This refers to matter sketch 20, and I can say which sketch we are talking of. Is that chapter 4, building and plants. What is that? What's that? Chapter 4. So I think this one I should close it. This one. Why keep it here? Let it close. Sketch 20. Okay. Sketch 20. Let me see which sketch is this. Take sketch here. It's the important one. Sketch 20 I had before too. Okay, let's see this again. Sketch 20. Sometime sketch 20. This is management documents. Statements, chapters. This is sketch 20. 20 sketch 120 sketches. Okay, it's okay. Let me see, just so this is plant. This is 20. So plant, whole plant is this. We are working for this actually. You can have a look on this, means what's required. So I will talk of this later. Sorry, go on sketch. I'll talk of this here in this lesson. No, this is can be done or not. I'll have to see if it can do it. Can we take both here? Let me see. If I can take both here, we'll take both. Oh, no, I can't take both. I think it's not possible to take both. In this area, I can't take both. If you can take. Oh no, it's same. That won't work that way. I wanted to show both. It can't. But it's not possible to do that way. Sketch 20, no, it's not going to work like that. Only one it will show, not two. All it. So I try to do. Better have a look on this. So it's better to have understanding. Alright, but think of this, how to do it meanwhile. must have seen. This is where to prepare site for this. Site is going to be like this, and we have to prepare this one, which is very important. Okay, what we have to do, that's very much. Now we can see here see all, and this is trapezoidal open ditches and all roads not shown here. This is some other area. It's saying trains including compressors, various equipments, vessels, compressors, boilers, GRE and other pipelines run below ground in all process areas. That is GRE and other pipelines run below ground in all process areas after construction. External connections are not indicated in this drawing. Indicated on underground utilities drawings, so we have to see separate drawings. Road crossings are shown on these drawings. Seawater basin supplies water to all trains. Water is used for cooling and water is recirculated. Some buildings are best blast resistant, some are blast resilient, some is not non-blast proceedings. Processing housed in steel buildings. This refinery here, and this is process area for this project. And this entry here. So this we had to prepare site for this growth, for this indicative facility plant layout. This is not the exact one, and this is we have to think of how to do this. That's the purpose of here what we are talking of. For this sketch, it says survey team shall locate and mark all services that are present upon site, which are already present, to mark the services. This includes above ground services as well as buried services. Means if there is that separate service team shall know after these services, electric, telephone, gas, oil, chemical, water, etc., whatever, to be clearly marked using stakes and warning tapes on site, reflected upon site drawing, and issues raised with honor about what to do with these services, whether to remove them or divert them, we will see. Survey team shall also mark upon site plan all obstructions, structures and developments, all obstructions shall be plotted, recorded and submitted. Where hazardous material is encountered, hazardous materials shall be identified and isolated in compliance with safety procedures under safety officer supervision. Client shall be informed and hazardous material to be collected and removed to a licensed tipping place. Details existing structures, fences and developments shall be demolished in a safe manner as site stripping activities proceeds. If there is some existing structures, fences, developments needs to be demolished in a safe manner. Necessary permits, approvals and permission to be obtained from concerned authorities prior to commencement of whatever activity. And then method of removal of these existing elements. Existing elements shall usually be conducted by dozer or rock breaker, dozer. Where necessary, otherwise, discussions on site to be made concerning alternate methods of removal when full extent of these structures are exposed. So, where necessary, otherwise, discussions on site shall be made concerning alternate methods of removal when full extent of these structures are exposed. Removal of topsoil shall include all vegetation and rubbish material from work site. Prior to start of topsoil removal, surveyor shall peg out haul roads to be used by to execute all site preparation activities. These roads shall be constructed by leveling of existing terrain. Grade packs shall be set to agreed grade, indicate existing grade and reduced grade. Existing grade and reduced grade. Depending upon quality of existing soil. Depending upon quality of existing soil, where roads be built, suitable compactable fill may be imported site. Compactable fill means graded fill. Material shall be approved by geotechnical engineer or quality officers, engineers and managers jointly. These shall also be these roads shall be maintained as work proceeds. Where required, water shall be sprayed for dust control, environment control, dust control. It's required means you have to, so that dust is controlled, doesn't fly there. For general removal of topsoil activities, areas concerned shall be excavated and graded to levels that ensure adequate surface water drainage. Geotechnical engineer quality people shall monitor activity to ensure that topsoil material is removed. Specification, compliance and proper compaction. Moisten and compact it to achieve required density criteria. Required density criteria. Area shall be divided into manageable sections that we defined upon sketches. Geotechnical engineer shall monitor and test all sections, results of which tests shall be recorded upon relevant QC format. Number of tests conducted shall reflect specification requirement. In excavation areas, GE or geotechnical engineer shall review material to be excavated to ascertain its suitability for use as fill material. This excavated material shall be transported to areas that require filling. This excavated material shall be transported to areas that require filling. Material shall be deposited onto areas of receiving fill. Labeled, moisture, condition and compacted. If necessary, stockpiling may be required. If necessary, stockpiling may be required. Excavated areas shall be divided into manageable sections which be defined upon sketches. Excavated areas shall be divided into manageable sections which be defined upon sketches. Excavated areas shall be monitored by geotechnical engineer to ensure that whatever unsuitable material does not appear, no unsuitable material appears. Where unsuitable material appears, it shall be removed. Excavated formation surface shall be treated by scarifying. Scarifying. Excavated formation surface shall be treated by scarifying moistened and compacted. Compacted in line according to specification criteria. Excavated formation surface shall be treated by solidifying, moistened and compacted in line according to specification criteria. All areas shall be tested and results recorded for submission. Where areas are to receive fill material that has been excavated shall be transported to fill area, tip level, moisture condition and compacted. Material shall be spread and labeled in 200 mm layers. So of course 200 mm goes to 150. Very simple. Of course it's time consuming. Areas to be filled shall be divided into manageable sections that be defined upon a sketch. Means to ensure that compaction criteria are achieved. Additional layers of fill material shall be placed similarly as described above until desired elevation has been achieved. This was a production output procedure. How to do it? No, it's very important. We are talking of site preparation is a very important part of this production output procedure. Verification exercise for fill activity was conducted. Verification exercise of fill activity was conducted to establish economical and effective method for fill activity, details of which are indicated below. Import and place fill to controlled areas of approximate size 25 meter divided by 100. $3,700 something, or let us say 3,500 square meter long, spread and label imported fill on whole step. You have fill which is imported one, spread on this, label this, and on this strip of 25 meter wide into 100 meters 150 long, you have to spread and label that imported fill on whole strip. Now add water to fill layers by passing water tanker over fill layer. Water tanker should pass over layer twice. A time gap of approximately 2 hours is allowed for water to soak into fill material, 2 hours minimum. A time gap of approximately 2 hours is allowed for water to soak into fill material. Layer is now mixed with grader. Layer is now mixed with grader until uniform blend of moist material is achieved. Additional water is added by passing water tanker over layer in a uniform sequence. Additional water is added. A time period of approximately 1 hour is allowed for this water to soak into fill layer. Fill layer is mixed again with grader, leaving fill level to correct grade. Vibrating rollers shall now compact fill layers in a logical sequence that compacts fill of layers shall be conducted according to inline specification requirements. And for this test, for this method, we require dozens and graders, vibrating drum rollers, dumper trucks, excavators, loaders, water tankers, and we attach nothing. No, there was nothing prior to construction. The whole site was filled for preparation works. So this is called green field. Protection of existing services is another point. Existing services. Protection of existing services. Protection of existing services. It's a very important point. Scope, reference documents, definition, responsibilities, safety, method, equipment, attachment. Purpose of this statement is to define procedure that can be implemented for identification, protection, and or removal. Location of existing services upon site. Documents are specifications, site preparation, fill, grading and paving, certain sections requiring to record services within specifications. Again, same responsibilities: project site manager, construction superintendent, infrastructure superintendent, site engineer, geotechnical engineer, safety officer, general foreman of quality control, surveyor, personal protective equipment. These are also, you have to see that. So something is site manager shall ensure that site preparation surface. No, we have taken these responsibilities here. We discuss all these responsibilities. Usually all same, just little difference. Then site mission activities are carried out in line according to project specifications within shall control less less. So we can say all these resources are taken care of by these engineers. All safety measures are taken care of, and their responsibilities are here, which we have to understand. We have to take care of these requirements. manager to ensure that identification, protection, and removal rerouting to existing services are conducted in a safe methodical sequence. Methodical sequence is defined by this method statement as well as directed by relevant authorities, responsibilities, and this is addition to foregoing general description. Yes, this is site manager to ensure that identification, protection, and removal, rerouting to existing services are conducted in safe identification, a safe methodical sequence, method sequence as defined by this method statement as well as directed by relevant authorities. Infrastructure service shall coordinate investigation of existing services with plant authorities so that in earliest resolution is reached to existing services without causing any undue delay to prosecution of concerned item. And this is IS, which is site inspectors are carried out. Okay. Surveyor shall accurately plot and record all the existing as well as, if so required, to be directed relevant services involved on site for reporting purpose. So coordination of the services must be done with plant authorities to reach earliest resolution. Site shall ensure that excavation is rightly carried out in all respects, in line to drawings and specification, and in compliance with all safety procedures. Safety officers shall ensure that excavations are safely carried out. Again, safety point comes in that prior to commencement of whatever activity, workforce shall receive a start card or toolbox talk. Again, I say safety task analysis and risk review technique is called start card or toolbox talk. Process involving a particular safety risk shall be calculated by conducting job hazard assessment or analysis and necessary protective measures adopted to address this issue. Included measures should comply with real requirement, standard as accepted or organized by industry or occupational safety equipment shall be attained prior to respective activity commences. In this case, excavation has to be carried out on operating authority area. Therefore, all regulated precautions shall be strictly adhered to affect full safety standards. Only specifically approved mechanical equipment and third-party certified whilst locating these activities shall be used. Generally, where appropriate, only manual excavation be carried out to investigate or expose existing either plant services or other services that may cause sudden damage or breakdown should excavation be effected without investigation. Safety officers shall ensure that person being inducted on site are well aware of adopting right suitable safety procedure to be implemented on site for activity monitored. says generally survey, safety officer shall ensure the persons being conducted on site well aware of adopting right suitable safety procedure to be implemented on site for activity concerned. All persons available upon site shall wear PPEs, personal protective equipment, issued to them, which can be, generally helmet, goggle, you can say shoes, safety shoes, overalls, or reflector, like that. All persons available from upon site shall wear PPEs issued to them. Where possible, hazards may arise from excavation activities. Necessary staff safety measures shall be adopted to prevent accident or injury at all time during person's presence on site work. Barriers, watchmen, and night lighting. When traffic is required to be diverted for requirement to cross some road, when traffic is required to be diverted for requirement to cross some road, permit to work shall be obtained, supported by detailed method statement, including detailed traffic diversion plan with all other working details. Scanning of existing services shall be conducted by suitable methods prior to excavation is commenced with. Scanning of existing services. Now, safety supervision. A competent inspector shall visit included area daily as safety measure adopted. Snags observed during visit shall be notified to supervisor present. Bring adopted safety measures to an acceptable standard. In case of certain incident where utilities not identified are discovered or damaged, all works shall stop in area and operator, shift controller and HSC department immediately notified. Same method, which now is the same, sketch 20, which is this one. From existing record drawings, that is a little further. From existing record drawings provided by relevant authorities, means record drawings means services drawings, existing services drawings, that's called record drawings. From existing record drawings provided by relevant authorities, controlling plant existing services shall be located and exposed by hand excavation. Now, alright. You should check and accurately record these services, the server technicians. Line of pegs shall be positioned. A line of pegs shall be positioned to indicate route of existing move. Warning tape